What non-sexual fantasies do you have? Turns out my husband's death was a terrible accounting mistake by the hospital and he just comes home one day after his amnesia clears. Mine too. Maybe they're having a beer somewhere. I'm sure they're having the best beer in the universe. A bathtub that is deep enough the water covers my boobs and me knees, and is long enough I can lay flat on the bottom. I was staying in corporate housing for a while and the apartment I was in had a bathtub big enough that I could lie flat on my back without bending my knees. I'm 6 feet 2. I took a bath every goddamn day. Where did you happen to get the make? Disposable income. I feel like the point of my work is to transfer funds from my employers to my creditors. Your checking account is just a layover for your creditors' money. Buying a house in this economy during a pandemic. Being able to lose weight without even trying. Hell, I'd take being able to lose weight when I'm trying. Shoot me a DM if you want help. I'm a veteran of weight loss. 80 pounds gone, which I've maintained for over a decade. Strolling into the Vatican archives whenever I please to read whatever I want. You interested in manuscripts? Yes. Totally into source documents of any time that give glimpses into our actual history. Savings. No debt. Being able to retire one day. From what job? Oh, also the fantasy that I'll make a wage commensurate with what I actually contribute to the company I work for. Right now it's just loading my truck up and disappearing into the woods for a week. Do it. Username checks out. I desperately want to have a family and have all my childhood's friends be their uncles and aunties. Just us in the same city or town. I'm an immigrant to the UK from Hong Kong, and even though English is my first language, all my friends are spread over 3 continents, and I worry that my children will not understand my culture. I do not want to be that weird dad, and I miss my friends. Hope everything works out well for you. It will be. I'm just sad that we will never go back to Hong Kong. Why do that when you can be safe in the West? A day where I don't have to do anything. No laundry, no work, don't have to mow the yard or do dishes, etc. Food will be delivered. I can just lay on the couch, browse Reddit and Twitter, and just enjoy the silence. I've managed to have a couple days like that. Let me tell you, they're as glorious as they sound. They're a once in a blue moon occurrence, but they're so worth it when they happen. About 7 or 8 years ago I was working as a manager in a software company, which was the most stressful job I've ever done, and I was 8 years into it. Suddenly an opportunity popped up to go to a conference in Spain for a week, and I decided screw it. I have some money saved and rented a private villa on an island in the Mediterranean for the following week. Finally, I had nothing to do but sit in the sun, jump in the surf, drink the local whatever it was, and just generally say duck it to the world. I spent the first day laying on the couch reading a book, and it was awesome, and I really felt guilty about it. Someone hugging me. I read that as poop, before realizing it's an emoticon. Lol, it's still cute though. Actually having my life together. I'm a ducking mess. No one has their life together. Yep, because Jeff Bezos is just out there winging it. Holding hands and cuddling with someone. This hits me in the feels. Sending virtual cuddles. As a sexless virgin at age 39. Me too. Open bracket. I'm a homie. I want 20+ acres with a running creek on the property. My family has everything they need for a happy, stable life. No debt, with disposable income. As a family we watch the sun rise and set together. We talk openly about our emotions in a healthy manner and help each other with our struggles. My children marry good partners. Perhaps one of them provides me with a grandchild, but they are all happy and well taken care of. My wife and I live out our golden years traveling and spending time with family. We die peacefully in our bed asleep together. I like this idea a lot, except for the having to wake up before sunrise part. 8 hours of sleep. Reading this when my alarm is set for 4 hours from now, and I feel so called out. Been alternating between staring at the ceiling and my phone for the past 3 hours. My book. It's a fantasy I'm writing. Should be out before Winds of Winter. Maybe. I'm a writer too. What's your book about? First, what's your story about? Mine's a glitch story about a naive, but intelligent, young girl who meets a boy, loses everything, goes after the culprit, only to get betrayed at the end by her mentor and lover. No gods, no religion. But the planet has 13 moons and is post-apocalyptic. There's a coup and a war, and she gets godlike powers. It's seasoned with a bit of satire, and calling out to dumb glitches. Like how the main character knows she's gorgeous, but has crippling anxiety and hates the attention. I started writing it, because I'm sick of all these cookie cutter stories. Same formula, same story, only to realize I'm falling into the same trap. Still, I have a few tricks up my sleeves. Google Zoo hypothesis for hints. A TV with time travel capabilities. For example, I'd like to go 20 years into the future and watch the Super Bowl with no knowledge of what happened in between the present and that game. I just think it'd be cool to have my mind blown by everything that has changed. Sounds cool. Having a boyfriend again. Not even a specific person. Just someone. I miss the conversation and the cuddling. Watching movies and playing video games together. Cooking together. Going places together. Just in general learning about another person in that way. It's been almost 4 years. And now the whole pandemic thing. Sometimes I wonder if it's ever gonna happen again. Edit. Spelling. I haven't had an actual relationship since 2013. I've been on dates. Met some really cool women. But nothing ever clicked for me with any of them. It sucks because all of those things that you listed are the parts of being in a relationship that I'm good at and enjoy. But to get there you have to get past the awkward "do we both see this going anywhere" phase, and I hate that. I'm naturally shy with most people until I get to know them. And I'm usually quiet because I don't want to put my foot in my mouth. Apparently, this comes off as aloof and uninterested. I just want to be a boyfriend again. Ick now. And after 7 years of not going more than a couple of weeks dating someone, I'm starting to lose hope that I ever will. Anyway, rant over. Best of luck to you. I hope you find the right person for you. Edit. I've gotten enough responses from people in the same boat that I've decided to create r/r for a long-term singles. A subreddit for people who have been single for a long time to meet someone new. I've never been in a relationship. I'm in my mid-30s. I don't know what it would feel like. Have that perfect day by doing a bunch of different things with someone I can connect with on a deep level. I'd really like to own my own home. With prices the way they are where I live. Who knows if I'll get there without moving a good ways away. Prices are terrible here as well. Not enough homes. Holding hands. It says non-sexual fantasies Yusiko. Yeah, what a degenerate /s. Directing a X-Men web series. Who are you casting? Meryl Streep. As everyone. Ewan McGregor. Just wanna have a beer with him. Because of Obi-Wan. Because of what you've done. For Corona to end. We all know it won't happen anytime soon. Greater than sign close bracket. The latest report says 2 years. Have the money to be happy. Want a bunny? Sure, just gotta buy one. A big dog that needs plenty of room in room. Heard there was some land for sale over that a ways. Delicious food. Absolutely, here's your check. Disposable income. Being able to fly, not in a plane. Just me. Having a home theater. The kind that actually look like mini movie theaters and are only found in multi-million-dollar homes. For some reason. I think about it a lot. It would just be sick to invite loved ones over to watch our favorite movies and fool around as if we were in an actual theater. Imin. If you ever get one. To not have mental illness. Bipolar depression and anxiety have taken so much from me. I have the scars to prove it. I hope I survive it. Hey, if you survived this long then that's a great deal to be proud of. I'm sorry you have those scars, and I know from personal experience that anxiety isn't any fun to have, but I can say that if today sucks a whole horse's ass, then another day in the near future will be pretty good. Keep it up, internet stranger, you got this. I frequently fantasize about time travel. I legitimately have an obsession with the concepts of time travel and time travel in fiction. I have a system in my head that I've never shared with anybody, so that if I ever need to converse with my past self, we will both know what to say so that he believes me and that it's not a prank. I frequently fantasize about interrupting the moment my parents meet. My dad picks my mom up in his taxi cab. He didn't treat her great. They stayed together for too long just because they had me. I'm emotionally stunted and broken because of things he did. I frequently dream about blocking their meet so that my mum could maybe have a better life. If you block their meat, won't you create a paradox? Yes and no. But that really depends on which philosophy of time travel you follow. Or rather, which philosophy of time travel is real. If we live in a deterministic universe, then no, I wouldn't be able to block them from meeting. And if I attempted to anyway, I would fail and all of my actions would have already happened originally. So if I interacted with my dad, that always happened. It could be that my involvement is what actually causes them to meet in the first place. But we might not live in a deterministic universe. It might be that, as soon as I time travel back to the 80s, a new timeline is spun off from the 80s. A timeline in which I suddenly appear in the 80s and everything that happens after that is free game. So I could puncture my dad's taxi that day so that he can't work and pick up my mum. I would never be born. But that doesn't matter because I'm from a different timeline. My mum can hopefully lead a happier life and I'll just put all my money in Microsoft and Google stocks and live my best life. Winning the lottery, but not for the usual reasons. The buildings and grounds of the school where I work are very old and dilapidated. Built in bits and pieces from about 1900 until now, with no real architectural graces and precious little recreational or sports space for the kids, and no thought given to integrated technology. I want to rebuild the school from the ground up in a nearby location with all modcons, plenty of sports and recreational facilities, and technologically future-proofed insofar as that is possible. I want to set up a trust that will then look after the place for a very long time into the future, and another that will provide suitable uniforms, learning materials and electronic devices of the day for every student regardless of socioeconomic status. I also want to make sure it remains completely comprehensive in its intake, no selection for entry. Places allocated purely on our current rules. This is my fantasy. If I win the lottery big enough. If I win it to a lesser extent, then I'll do as much as I'm able within the constraints of available funds. A beautiful garden, growing my own fruit and veg, keeping chickens for eggs, and being as self-sustainable as possible. Being able to walk from my doorstep to the beach, to watch the sunset with someone I love. Just nature and peace, GBH. Having enough money to not give a duck. I fantasize about this as well. Like, I get money doesn't buy happiness, but not having to worry about money is huge. Pause the time and have few hours more for my job, assignment, sleep, etc etc etc. Spooning and cuddling. Guys need love too. Yes. Right now, something to watch on Netflix. I've been scrolling for 30 minutes. Watch Lucifer. Having a super charismatic personality. Nico Hulkenberg winning an F1 race. He said non-sexual. Waking up without depression. Drinks and baths whenever school is stressful. I imagine myself drinking a slushy strawberry margarita in my bathtub. I prefer a nice bath and some toast. Yup, just the toaster right there next to me and relax. Ah, the simple life. Toaster next to the bathtub, you say? HMM. High-speed car chase. Stopping a mass shooter with a front kick. Any amount of being an over-the-top dramatic action hero. A perfectly crunchy, melted, grilled mother ducking cheese. Running away. From. To where. I want to travel around either Europe or America when this virus is over. I want to jump onto a freight train and go wherever the tracks lead me. I want to pick up a language I only use for a week before ending up in a new country. I want to live. Being an uncle/dad. What about both? Getting an apprenticeship for tattooing. It's my dream job, and the day I get told I'll be taken on and trained will be a wonderful and very happy day for me. Retirement. What job? Sometimes when I'm out in the woods I'm really tempted to get as lost as I can. Or when I'm driving to just keep going. Not because I hate my life, but because if I could start over somewhere where no one knew me I would. A beautiful sunlit art studio and someone to be creative in it with. This is my dream too. I'm a stained glass artist and would love to share space with another artist of any kind. We host exchange students. My fantasy is to have all my BO and borrowed kids home for a Christmas. Some dude pulling up to me in a Lamborghini and tossing the keys to me along with a title in my name and going, "Here bro, you need this more than I do." Apostrophe. After watching these YouTubers I won't own a supercar. It's still a dream of mine to own a McLaren, but the maintenance would kill me, so I'll stick with my Fiesta Street. I think having a more niche still cool car is way better than a new supercar. Just someone that would accept me for me. And what are you like? Love anime, blacksmithing, electrical work. I'm an electrician. And lazing around. Also not very good at talking to people. Duck it. Ham. Ham good. No. Ham great. Being a skilled assassin. Just being skilled. Riding across the country on a motorcycle. What country? United States. Living debt free and owning a house outright. Saving up enough money where I can live off a passive income of investments, having a wife, a few kids, a dog and a house and place I love, having a man cave in said house where I can enjoy myself, express my interests, and not lose my identity once I have a family and become a father. Same but woman, hahaha. A comfortable house. Hey, thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe.